Slayers, a watcher.
Watches? Welcome to the Watcher's Watch, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast, where we go through every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer to tell you why it's great.
Because it's great.
Totally great.
It is. Last time we did the first episode, which was Welcome to the Hellmouth. That is kind of a double episode, and the second part is this one. It's called The Harvest.
Yes.
The Harvest was a thing we heard about in the first episode. Didn't really
Knew what it was yet.
No, we didn't get an explanation for what it was.
But that will come.
Yeah. The last episode ended with Buffy in a coffin, chest, sarcophagus? Sarcophagus.
Yes. Is that a word?
Yeah, sarcophagus is what they buried the old pharaohs in Egypt.
Ah, okay.
I'm fairly certain this is not that, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, and it's well, I think it probably will look the same.
Sure.
Yeah,
more or less.
we say more or less. Okay. But anyways, the last episode ended on a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We were thinking, or at least I was thinking, how the hell is she going to get out of this?
Yeah, because they planned it, right? She's in that coffin. She has no weapons. The vampire above her has proven that he is stronger than her.
Yes.
And he leans over to bite her in the neck.
And he's very close to her neck too.
Yeah, he's super strong. And then this episode just starts right there. It just picks up the thread exactly where we left off, with him just slowly going down towards her neck. And then he's kind of clumsy, actually, because it puts his hand on the cross she has around her neck. The cross she got from that handsome boy, by the way.
Yes.
And then it just...
And then she kicks him.
Yeah, she kicks him out of the
sarcophagus.
Yes. And then it just disappears. And she runs out of the crypt. And, well, she has to save her friends. Because Willow is in the hands of the vampires. Sandra is in the hands of the vampires.
Jesse is missing.
Jesse is missing, presumably in the hands of the vampires.
Yeah.
So she saves Willow first. And then she goes after Sander, or she goes after the vampires who has Sander. They're just they're dragging him along the ground, like some sort of sack of potatoes. And I just have to quote my notes here. She defeats them with a shit kick punch double move. It looks really bad.
It does.
She just kind of punches and kicks at the same time. And it just looks super awkward. But then she does something that's actually great. She breaks off a branch of a tree and just uses it because any wooden implement can kill a vampire if you put it through their heart. So she just breaks off a branch of the tree and just...
That was pretty clever.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah.
It's
typical Buffy. Her character is always like
this
very
show
inventive.
is actually kind of clever all the time.
Yes.
Anyway, they're worried about Jesse.
Yeah, and
they can't find him.
No. But they can't keep looking for him either, you know. They have to get to safety. So they go to the library.
Willow, Sander, Giles, and Buffy is together in the library. As will become tradition in this show. And then, if the first episode was we get to know our characters, then the second episode is the world building episode. Here we get from Giles, of course, the history of the world, the planet, the lore behind everything. And
he talks about how the the last pure demons on Earth.
Yeah.
How they died out, and
Sure.
and then he talks about the vampires, how they were created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Earth was not a paradise
No.
at all. It was quite literally a hellscape.
Yeah.
And then some way, somehow, the demons that ruled the Earth lost their grasp, their grip, their power, and humans just let's take over, and they somehow did. That's not very well explained.
But does that mean that the dinosaurs never existed?
Don't
Because
know.
they came before the humans.
Sure.
And
Are
if-
they also before the demons? Or are what we
Are they
think are
same
dinosaurs?
existing?
Are they demons?
Maybe.
Because they're huge like monster animals, and we in our tiny little human minds just they have to be large animals.
And they are so
they're,
cute, and
they're
yeah.
just actual demons.
Maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
But I mean, that sort of like breaks my illusions. I don't want to look at demons like dinosaurs.
No, but maybe we're wrong. Like maybe we'll put them wrong together
Yeah,
when we dig them up.
Yeah, maybe they were supposed
Maybe.
to look. Yeah.
Anyway, we get to know that vampires are half demon, half human,
Yes.
like half breeds of some sort, because the last pure demon mixed its genes or something with humans to create vampires. That's why you have to bite them and then drink their blood, because that's how that half-breed system
Except
works.
that this is just in the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
Later on,
Later on,
maybe another explanation will come.
yeah, it's much easier to become a vampire later on.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, those weren't vampires. Those were just guys in thunder need of a facial. Or maybe they had rabies. It could have been rabies. And that guy turning to dust, just a trick of light.
Then we get all those. What should we say? When you're in denial about what this is, but vampires can't exist, right?
No.
It has to be something else. So it's a skin disease. It's a trick of the light when they disappear into dust and that kind of thing.
Bad facial.
Bad facial. Buffy says yes, that's exactly that I said the first time I saw a vampire, encountered a vampire. Because that's what you do. That explains why the entire town of Sunnydale isn't completely going off the rails, because they sort of rationalize it.
Yeah, and they do it very well.
Very well.
Extremely
They
well.
have some sort of extreme. They're extremely good at
Denying.
denying, just rationalizing everything away. Because there's so much terrible stuff that happens in Sunnydale on a daily basis, more or less.
Yeah.
And they just go about their business.
Yeah.
We get an example of that later in the.
Yeah,
in
but
the
I mean, they
episode.
have to notice, like, oh, my classmate, oh, he just, oh, where is he? Oh, he's not here anymore. Okay.
No, it must be a trick of the light.
Yeah.
Or he just ran away.
yeah.
People run away all the time.
True.
True. But after they discuss everything about vampires, we get to see some vampires, and that's Darla and Luke that brings Jesse to the Master in his underground lair. And the Master is not happy.
No, because Darla has already tried out Jesse. She has beaten him.
Yeah, she says, he's a good one, he tastes great, or something like that, and he's just, you ate my food?
I'm your faithful dog. Or he doesn't have that accent. though.
You bring me scraps. And he's just really intimidating. And he talks about his ascension.
Yeah, because we now got to know that he has been underground for 6 years.
Yeah. He was buried by an earthquake.
Yes.
Yeah. But he says his ascension is close, and when he gets free, they should hope that he is in a better mood, or else he will presumably kill them.
Yeah, I don't know why would they hang with a guy like that.
I don't know, charismatic leader, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
they have to be...
Why do people follow terrible people?
I don't know, but vampires do it all the time.
They do.
They like this really, they have to be in a group.
Yeah, they have super group mentality.
Extremely group mentality.
They're not self-sufficient at all. They have to have some sort of terrible leader
They treat them like
that treat them like
dirt.
shit.
Yeah.
And they have to do his bidding. When he says, go out, get this for me, kill these people, they just, okay.
Yeah, and if they don't...
Well, we're a part of something bigger than
Yeah.
ourselves. Woo.
Yeah, it just cost an eye, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they explain that the reason they don't have more food for him is because of the girl,
Yeah.
the Slayer.
Yes.
And he's, oh, a
Slayer.
Slayer. And then they cut to the library because this is apparently happening at the same time. And this is actually quite a neat trick, like an editing trick,
Yeah.
where they cross-cut between the scenes, which means one scene will make a statement and the other scene, the other people, will explain what it is.
Oh.
Like, the master says a slayer, and then we cut to Sander at the library, and he says, which is what exactly? And then they explain the slayer.
Yeah.
Right. That's actually a neat trick. It's I like that way of telling a story.
Yeah,
it seems snappy.
It does.
This may be the dumb question, but shouldn't we call the police?
But I mean, what's the point of doing that?
Yeah, first of all, why would they believe a word you're saying?
We can just say it's a bad man.
Second of all, what would they do against a vampire? Their weapons are no good. The vampires are much stronger than them. They can also drive, by the way.
Yeah.
Buffy says that the vampires just vanished. They just whoosh. And then Sander says, oh, they can fly?
They can drive.
No, they can drive.
I would also thought that they could fly, though. If
Well,
it was me, I
well-
would think like the bat thing, the
Yeah, sure.
Dracula thing. And so, I mean, it's not really a bad suggestion.
It's not that stupid a question.
I mean, not compared to what they have just seen.
No.
It's, yeah.
Actually. But then they talk about how vampires get around. And that they prefer like sewers and underground tunnels because then they can get anywhere in town without being in the sun because the sun burns them.
Yeah, and turns them into dust.
Yeah. So they're just, oh, if we just had the plans of all the underground tunnels in the city, we could probably find where they disappear to all the time. And Giles, I think, suggested, okay, we could go to like the city offices and go through all their plans and probably spend hours and hours and hours finding things, and maybe we don't get in the first place.
No, and Buffy says like that will take way too much time.
Yeah. And Willow says, there might be another way.
I love that Giles even didn't think about it. I mean,
Well,
it's very obvious. Like we are way back in time here,
Yeah.
like in the 90s, and also he's British, and
He is
also
British.
he's kind of very very stiff.
Yeah.
And old-fashioned and all that, but
Yeah.
it's just fascinating to see because today, I mean, the first thing anyone would have done is go to Google.
Yeah, go to a computer.
Yeah, go to a
Because
computer and just.
This is public information. It is on some website somewhere.
Yeah,
However, this is 1997.
things were different.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
just telling the young people looking here that
To the
A
boys
com-
and girls watching at home.
yes,
There was a time called the late 90s where the internet was not a ubiquitous thing.
believe
you-
it or not.
Yeah. You actually used your phone line because we had actual phones in our homes, which had landlines
Like
connected to it.
phones, like one phone for the whole house.
Yeah. And you couldn't take it with you. And when the internet first arrived, we used the same technology to go on the internet, which was we had a modem which made weird sounds, and it took all the capacity of your telephone line.
Yeah, so we couldn't call your friend if her parents were on internet.
No, you just get a busy signal.
It happened to me all the time.
Yes, and you paid by the minute you used it.
So it was expensive.
Super expensive. If
Really
you spend
expensive.
an hour on the internet, it's probably what a monthly subscription to your broadband or internet service provider costs now.
Yeah.
Because it's super expensive. It costs some amount of money per minute. And the internet back then was super slow. You wouldn't believe how slow the internet was. So to do anything took time. And time literally was money on the old internet.
Yes. So it wasn't something anyone could do all the time.
No. But
mean-
then again, Giles is super technophobic.
Yeah.
He hates computers.
Yes, he says info from that dread machine.
Yes, that seems wrong to me.
Yeah, it seems
No.
wrong to me, but we Norwegians though, so
English is not our first language.
no,
But that dread machine sounds wrong.
it does.
To me.
It does.
Yes. And then we get the Will of Computers in, which we actually kind of talked about. Giles is surprised that she can find all this information because she
Yeah.
finds every map of every underground tunnel in all of Sunnydale quite fast.
She does.
And she just, I might have accidentally stumbled upon it when I hacked their system.
Accidentally decrypted the security system
Right.
of the something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
which sounded very nerdy, and especially during that time when someone
Yeah.
would say that, it would be like, what kind of language is this?
They look at these maps and discover an old electrical tunnel that goes under the crypt where these vampires just disappeared and appeared in.
Yeah.
And Buffy's like, Luke, that big vampire, he just came out of nowhere.
So that means that the entrance has to be in the crypt.
Right. And then Sandra's like, okay, then we go and take care of this. And Buffy's like, no,
I
There-
go.
there's no we.
No.
There's me and there's you. I go and take care of this, you don't. And Sandra gets... he actually gets really mopey.
Yeah.
He really wants... Apparently, he puts his manhood on the line because he wants to fight vampires.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't get to, he feels like he's less of a man. That's weird.
That is kind of weird, though.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But Buffy goes alone because she doesn't want any of these people in danger. So she goes alone, and she's leaving school grounds to go to this crypt.
And she does it in a really cool way. She backflips.
Yeah,
She takes a...
Yeah, I assume she backflips or just jumps backwards.
Okay.
We just see her feet.
Yeah.
It has to be a backflip.
Yeah,
right?
it has to be.
We don't actually see it. We just see her feet go off the ground, and then she lands on the other side.
Yeah.
It's a really simple effect. It's really effective. I like it. And then Buffy gets to the crypt. And she discovers the door, which is a huge door.
It's like a double door.
Yeah.
It's like 2 doors in one.
With a big, like, super conspicuous chain with a lock on it. It just hangs.
And windows too.
Yeah.
On the top.
There's absolutely no way she did not see this the last time she was in that crypt. But sure.
Sure.
This is the door now.
Yeah, we just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she gets stopped before she goes through by this handsome boy she met.
Which now yeah, and he now introduced himself as Angel.
He's Angel.
He's Angel.
He'll be super important later in the show.
Very, very important.
Now he's just like a sarcastic douchebag.
Yeah, and he's a coward.
He's a coward
compared to what he's gonna become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just he doesn't actually do anything. Again, spoiler, like we said last time, this guy's a vampire. He has vampire powers. He just doesn't actually do anything with them.
Except from being rude and...
Yeah, he just hangs in the corner and is sarcastic and rude and crack jokes. He's basically me.
Yeah, he's basically Sandra.
Yeah, he's basically me. And it's really annoying. And he says, you shouldn't go down there. Tonight's the harvest. It's a trap. Blah, 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 blah. She doesn't listen to him. She kicks on the door.
Yeah. And she says something to him. I don't really remember, but I remember that he says like that he can't come because he's afraid. Yeah. He says he's afraid after she went in.
She does.
And again, it's so out of character for Angel.
Yeah, and she said, well, I have to save my friends.
Yeah.
She asked, do you know what it's like to have friends? And he doesn't answer. And he's just...
I think his body language is telling us that he doesn't have any friends.
No, and he hasn't had friends.
For hundreds of years.
Probably.
At least. Yeah.
But it says, go down and go towards the school. And when she leaves and she can't hear him anymore, he says, good luck. So she goes down into these tunnels. And there's a rat.
Yeah, just crossing, it steps on her feet. And
yeah,
she's
it just crawls over her feet. She doesn't react at all. She just, oh, rat.
Yeah.
She doesn't even say, oh, rat. She just looks at it and...
Okay.
Oh,
and it's
rat.
a big rat, too.
It's a huge rat.
It's gross. I mean, we see that she's moving into the tunnels.
Yeah.
And then...
She's careful. Yeah, and then... she gets surprised
by Sander, which did a great job following her.
This guy is some kind of super stealthy spy kind of dude.
Yeah.
Because apparently he followed her. So he got around that locked gate.
Yeah.
In the school.
He did. Which he couldn't have done as effectively as Buffy.
You wouldn't think so, no.
No, so it would take him time to get,
Yeah.
To get over
and
that
then
one.
He followed her, and she's the Slayer. She has superpowers and super senses.
Yeah, just remember when she noticed that Angel was following her.
Right.
And he was even a vampire.
Yeah.
That's probably more sneaky than Sander. You would guess, but you probably not.
But apparently not.
No.
And he also had to get past Angel, who presumably is still in that crypt.
Yeah,
Right?
because he can't go out because it's during
Yeah.
the day and it's daylight.
Right?
So he had to be there.
He still had to be in that crypt. And Sander is like 20 yards behind.
Yeah.
Because he catches up with Buffy really fast after she goes down into those tunnels.
He does. But still, I think the most impressive is how did he get by Angel? Because Angel could smell it too. I mean,
Presumably,
but
yes.
maybe Angel, he's just so scared of people now in the beginning of the series that
Yeah.
he kind of hides somewhere.
Maybe.
But I mean, like,
Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe just,
Yeah.
some guy.
some guy.
Some guy. And when he's there, Buffy is like, okay, you have to tag along. You can't just go back. Why can't he go back?
Because, I mean, it's dangerous in the tunnels.
Right. But,
Because
but
there
he
is-
says, no, I'm not going back. Because Jess is my friend. And I have to rescue my friend.
Yeah. You know, they're so heroic in this series. I mean,
Yeah.
would you go down there? You better say that you would go down there for me.
Maybe.
But I mean, like, it's just that everyone just risking their life.
Yeah. They're really heroic.
Yeah.
They're really self-sacrificing. Quite literally.
Yes.
And then he wonders, but how do you kill vampires? And Buffy's just, oh, you did this and this and that, just lists every way you kill a vampire. Which
Yeah.
is all the classic ways to kill a vampire. You stake them through the heart, you burn them, you cut off their heads, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Holy water
Holy
helps.
water, garlic, crosses.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, so you've done some decapitations in your life.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, one time. It was almost like band camp feeling. This one time.
In band camp.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's actually Alison Hannigan.
Yeah, it is. She's the one.
Yeah.
Willow. The
She plays Willow.
Yeah.
She's also the band camp girl from
American Pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just... it was this guy, a football player, who had a really thick neck.
Yeah.
And I had a tiny X-Acto knife. An X-Acto knife is like a tiny scalpel kind of thing that you use for like craft projects and stuff. It's not designed to cut through someone's neck.
At least not a fat neck.
It's designed for thin necks. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like very, very thin. If you have like a very, very thin neck, then it will work, but not for this.
Like
this.
pencil thin
Yeah.
neck.
And it's over. Yeah.
Then we get a really, really funny scene. It doesn't actually do much for the story. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Well, we get to see Willow do some research on her computer about the history of the town, and she figures out stuff. But she does it in computer class.
Yeah, this is a funny scene.
Yeah. Because it's Cordelia. And we get to meet Harmony.
Yeah, Cordelia's best friend, or number one minion, I would say. Yeah.
They're not really friends.
No.
Minion is a really good word for it. Because Cordelia doesn't really have friends.
No, she just has followers.
Subjects.
Yeah, subjects.
She's the queen, and
Yeah,
they're
Queen
her
bee.
subjects. And they do some kind of programming. They talk about they have to finish the program. It seems like they're actually writing code.
I think that sounds so strange.
It sounds so weird.
Especially because they don't have the basic knowledge on how to use a computer, and then they sit there making, codes
Yeah. Anyway, it's weird. They do some kind of computer project.
Yeah.
And they hate it, so they spend their time talking crap about Buffy, spreading rumors about her. And this really slacker kind of guy just pops his head in, like from behind the computer monitor. He just...
I wouldn't think that Cordelia would have been talking to him, you know.
No,
because
I wouldn't think so either.
He's not
Maybe
like...
he's a cool dude.
Maybe he is, but he...
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really... But
He doesn't seem like a cool
but
dude.
maybe because he went with the backstabbing or backtalking.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Willow defends Buffy. Says she's not a psycho. You don't even know her. And
She says, like, who gave you permission to exist?
Cordelia is so mean.
She is.
Like, so actually super mean.
Yes.
I actually reacted, but oh, offside. That's over the line. Like, because she just talked to her, she doesn't have the right to exist. That's harsh.
That's really
That's
harsh.
super harsh.
Yeah, Cordelia is a bitch, actually.
Yeah, like
She's
massive.
Massive bitch.
Super massive bitch.
Yeah.
It's actually quite insane.
And she is that to everyone.
Yes.
Also her minions. As we should see
Yeah,
later.
we'll see later.
Yeah.
Anyway, they finished their project. Then they have to say this is the thing when we say they don't know the first thing about using a computer.
Yeah.
They don't know how to save.
Which then makes it crazy that they would, you know...
They have to write the program but don't know how to save. That makes
That's
no sense. But then Willow says,
Deliver!
Which, as far as I know, has never been a thing you do to save something.
Never. But again, they're clueless about computers.
Yeah.
It's the 90s.
So I'm not sure if they actually want us to believe that deliver is the actual function in this program. Or if Willow is just messing with them.
Willow is messing with them.
I think, yeah.
Of course she is. Yeah.
Because they then press del, the del key, which of course doesn't stand for deliver, it stands for delete.
Yeah.
And it deletes their whole program again.
And it's so good to see, though. It's so good to see that Willow does this, that she's just like,
she punches back for like the first time in her life, probably. But what kind of program?
Well,
deletes everything with one punch of the delete key.
I think we have to stop talking about
this. Yeah, we have to stop talking about old technology.
Yeah, because
we'll
also because it makes
night.
no sense.
Yeah.
So let's just go with it.
Sure.
Yes.
We go back to Buffy and Xander in the tunnels. And Buffy says, we're getting closer. How do you know you're getting closer? There's no more rats.
Yes, because vampires, they can eat rats too. And maybe rats are afraid of them also.
Maybe.
I think it's a combination here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They eat rats, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they find Jesse.
He lays on the ground.
Yeah.
He looks scared, confused.
Yeah.
He's...
he actually says they said they would use me as bait.
Yes, and he has some chains around his feet.
Yeah, and Buffy just... Xander actually says, it's okay, Buffy is a superhero.
Yeah.
And then she breaks his chains.
What happened about the secret thing, though? Because...
Right?
Yeah. He just, like, everyone who's in danger, which is literally the whole Sunnydale.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, oh, just relax.
It's actually kind of literally the entire world.
Yeah, it's entire world, but especially Sunnydale.
Sunnydale first, then the world.
Yeah.
First we take Manhattan and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And he just says, oh, they brought me here, we have to go this way. And then they run and they end up in a dead end. It's some kind of weird structure, like a circular thing. It looks like kind of a cistern or something.
It does. But it's a bit unclear.
The architecture in these tunnels are odd.
They're very odd,
Yeah.
but again, Sunnydale.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a door to this cistern-like thing, which Buffy can't close.
No, she needs help
Yeah.
from Sander. She needs help from Sander. And
Yeah.
just listen to this, because before Sander came to her rescue,
Yeah.
she couldn't move the door an inch.
No,
you
it
know?
was completely stuck.
Yeah, and then Sander comes, and I mean, his strength. I mean, it could mean anything to Buffy. It should mean anything to her, but
Buffy is super strong, right?
Yeah.
Like when Sander says she's a superhero, he's not kidding.
no, she's
She's actually a superhero.
yeah.
And then he's really strong to be a human.
No, he's just an ordinary nerdy guy.
Yeah.
Actually, I read one place that he had the actor
Yeah.
who played Sander. He had in his contract that he couldn't get too buff. Because that would sort of that would break with
Break his character.
break his character.
Right.
So he had in contract that he
That's-
couldn't be too big.
That's brilliant.
It is.
Also, great for a lazy guy.
Yeah.
No, my character wouldn't work out.
No, that's
So
the best.
that's
excuse.
why I can't work out.
I can't work out.
My
It's a-
character wouldn't.
No, you see here, it's in my contract. Yeah, but anyways, with his help, she managed to get the.
Yeah, but first she throws Jesse up, because surprise, Jesse's a vampire.
Yeah.
He's in on the whole thing, and he wants to kill Sander, but he just starts monologuing instead about how great he feels, and Buffy's just no, and just throws her out, and then they have to close the door, and she can't do it, and Sander comes and just. And then they're fine.
Yeah, for a few seconds though, because there's
the vampires break down the door.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, and and I think this when because a hand comes through, or comes in the door. And that is also in the intro.
Yeah,
exactly that picture, and I like that one.
Yeah, it's a cool shot. It's a really cool shot
It is.
when they close the door on the hand coming through.
Yeah.
But they climb up to some sort of air duct. Back to the master. He's not happy with this.
She escaped again?
Yeah. He calls everyone too weak, and he kills Colin.
Yeah.
Which is the stupidest name for a vampire. Colin the vampire.
It sounds so nice and cute and just harmless in every way, like Colin, like isn't like Colin usually like isn't that like a Charles Dickens character?
I mean, probably.
Yeah,
I get
just
he's the man running the corner shop where you buy your scones. You buy your scones from Colin.
Yeah,
He's not a vampire. Here is a vampire. He dies fast though,
he does,
because the master just takes his finger and just into his eye.
which we happily don't have to see
Yeah,
close up
he
because eyes are gross.
Yeah, he insinuates it though. You have something in
Your eye.
Yeah. We go back to the library where Willow and Giles go through everything she's found, because she found everything on the internet, apparently. This kind of thing has happened before, 60 years ago, in 1937. There was a rash of murders, and there was an earthquake.
That swallowed the master and half of the town.
Yeah. And Giles says, "Oh, this is all coming together. I rather wish it weren't. Because this is terrible. This is actually the end of the world." They're lighting candles in the underground lair. And Luke just kneels before the master, kisses his hand, then bites his wrist and drinks his blood. And then the master starts monologuing. This really bombastic monologue about, "Oh, the harvest. I will make you my vessel. All the souls you harvest will become my power, and I will break out of this, and I will walk the earth, and I will conquer the earth.
He's so kitschy.
He's super kitschy.
What's the point of being that kitschy? I mean, couldn't he just...
It's his shtick. It's his deal. That's probably why they follow him, because he's so bombastic.
Yeah.
You just kind of give into how sure he is about himself. I guess. There's no other reason to follow him.
No.
Other than you're an undead demon. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he can't really do that much either, because he's stuck there underground. So what's the fun with that, you know?
Well, he's trying to get out, though.
Yeah, he does. So, I mean...
And this is his chance, because the harvest only comes every 100 years. And he has been on the ground now for 60 years, so this is the first time he had the chance to break out. And he makes Luke his vessel and sends him upstairs. Sends him up to harvest souls.
Yes.
And then Buffy and Xander come back to the library.
Yeah, then, yes.
And Willow asks about Jesse, asks if he's dead, and they just said, oh, no, it's much worse.
Yeah, and they tell...
And talking about worse, Buffy asked Giles, could you make this day any worse?
Oh, yeah, no, she says, like, got anything that will make this day any worse?
Yeah, and he says,
How about the end of the world? I knew I can count on you.
Yeah.
I love that dialogue there.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, and the way that Buffy just, you know, I knew I can count on you. You know, she doesn't like, she's not shocked or anything.
No,
she's just like,
oh,
thank you for that, Giles.
Yeah.
You know, she's...
We know we're in shit. This is still shit. This doesn't actually change all that much. It's just worse now.
Yeah.
And then, if we only knew where they would go to harvest the souls.
Yes.
Sandra's just, they'll go to the Browns. It's the only place there's people in the entire town.
And also young people, you know, because vampires prefer young. I think it's about the skin. How it is to bite through the skin.
Sure, like
it's
the texture?
Texture, yeah. It
because biting old skin is kind of gross.
Yeah, because it's, you know, more like...
it's leathery.
Leathery and just wrinkly, and it must be so hard.
You're probably right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they say it sometime in Buffy too, that they're...
Maybe.
I don't know.
Sure.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, anyway, Buffy has to go home to get supplies. She has to prepare for this. And she goes to her room to get her stuff and to get out. And she gets stopped by her mom, who has apparently decided to become a parent all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden you have to say, because she's, you know, she's very absent during the first seasons of Buffy.
Yeah, and she has no idea how to be a parent.
No, absolutely not.
Apparently for the first time in her life, puts her foot down and she says, no, you're not going out. The tapes all say that I should say no. So apparently she just has some tapes who tells her how to be a parent.
Yeah.
That's probably not great.
It's not great though if you rely completely on the tapes, but I mean
no.
I mean, some advising could maybe sometimes be good, but I mean, she is a clueless parent.
She is a really clueless parent.
I mean, she's just, she's absent. Yeah. She's just busy with her own stuff all the time. Which I think is very strange when your daughter has had so many problems.
Yeah.
You know, because to her, it has to look like problems.
And then Buffy's grounded. She can't go out.
No.
Doesn't stop
and she
her,
says,
though.
I know, you're a 16-year-old girl. To you, probably everything
everything.
feels like
if you can't go out, everything will be the end of the world.
Yeah.
Which is actually
true.
It will be.
It will
actually be the end of the world. But again, that doesn't stop Buffy. She goes to her trunk in her closet. And I love this. This is the delightful little touch. Because this trunk is hidden deep in her closet, right? and she pulls it out, and she opens it, and it's just full of cute girly stuff. Because you assume it will be full of weapons, right?
Yeah.
And it's just another layer because she just lifts it out and she has a secret compartment that is full of weapons.
Yeah.
But just that tiny touch with that she's thought that far that her mom might actually check her trunk. So she has to have another layer of security, basically. It's a really nice touch. I like that a lot.
It is.
And then Buffy sneaks out.
Yeah.
And then we go to the Browns. There's no band at the Browns in this episode.
It is not.
Cordelia actually mentions that I didn't think there would be a band tonight.
No?
No, she didn't.
No,
So no Sprung Monkey. Oh.
Aw.
Sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, but
I forgot what that is already.
Oh yeah, that's the band from the last episode.
What? Which band?
Sprung Monkey.
Which band?
I should really research Sprung Monkey. That would be fun. Stay tuned for more Sprung Monkey facts. I won't actually do that.
No, please don't.
I won't. Cordelia is at the Bronze with some of her minions. Not Harmony this time. Other minions.
Yeah. And she doesn't treat them very well either.
No, she doesn't let them talk.
No.
And she just talk.
She has the best logic. I mean, it's
her life wisdom.
Yeah, she shares that with us.
Yeah.
We feel so lucky to have, heard her, with her sharing that.
And she says, we can't have boys our age. We have to have senior boys because senior boys have a certain, what's the word? Cars.
Yes, cars.
And then there's the logic. You want to take the logic? This is great logic.
Yeah, because she says something like, I don't buy things because it's expensive.
No, I don't need the most expensive thing because it's expensive.
I need it because, wait for it, it costs more. Because that's two different things.
Yeah. She's so wise.
And then, she's very wise.
It's like Zen.
Yeah. Totally. Like a Buddha or something.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
And then the thing that's not very Zen, she just hears a song and, I love the song, and just runs out into the dance floor.
Yeah.
That's not very Zen.
It's not.
No.
Not much balance.
But in the dance floor, she bumps into Jessie.
Yes.
Who is now a super brooding, silent, but deadly kind of guy.
Yeah.
Sort of. And she basically falls for it.
Well, he has a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
That he didn't have before. He's very secure of himself.
Yeah.
He approached her in this very confident way. And he kind of he doesn't take no for an answer when he asks her to dance.
Sure.
And she kind of okay, she goes with it. Because I think she likes it a bit.
Just one dance. Yeah, she definitely likes it.
Yeah.
And then we get a shot of the outside where the vampire comes. Whole gang of them.
Yeah.
In slow motion.
With Darla in the front. And she's really happy. She's running along.
Okay. The vampires, they take over the bronze.
And when they come to the door.
Yeah.
The doorman there.
Yeah.
My God, what a huge guy!
He's enormous. He has
twice
to be
Luke size.
Has to be some kind of bodybuilder, right?
You don't say.
Maybe he's a wrestler or something.
Yeah. Of course, he has
he's enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just go inside and they just push him in and they take over the entire club and. Luke gets up on stage, which is when Cordelia says, I didn't think there would be a band tonight. because come on, Cordelia. Come on, just...
Yeah.
Again, they just rationalize it away.
Yes.
This is obviously a monster.
Yeah. like a lordy or something. Maybe
Yeah,
she was-
lordy or Gwar or one of these like monster gimmick metal bands.
Yeah.
Maybe. But Luke gets up on stage and has there's a lot of speeches in this episode, and he just gets up and everyone, there's no cause for alarm.
Because that's revealing.
Well, there is cause for alarm. It just won't do any good. Because they're obviously going to kill all the people.
Yes.
And,
panic breaks out.
well, sure.
Yeah.
And they kill
The doorman.
doorman, the bouncer.
Yeah.
And talk about, oh, the fear is like an elixir. And when they killed the bouncer, the master feels it. He feels the power. He feels invigorated, and it goes to the force field and just touches it. He feels it's getting weaker. He can almost taste his freedom, right?
Yes.
It's
It's his lucky day, or not. We'll see.
could be.
Could be.
Could be. Giles, Willow, Sandra, and Buffy get to the entrance, and the entrance is locked, and just, oh no, we're too late. And Buffy's like, no, you guys go to the back door, I'll find another way in. So she climbs up, and they go to the back door.
Yeah.
Then Buffy crawls in, and she's in that second story walkway, kind of.
The
thing?
gallery
Yeah.
thing.
And
It
she,
was easy to get in there, though. Very
sure,
easy to get
probably a window or boarded up
in. Yeah, but
wall or something.
yeah,
Um,
it wasn't that secured. That was what I was
No.
meant to say. That it wasn't really.
No.
They
The
didn't-
security on most places in Sunnydale is pretty lax, though.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get in anywhere. But she looks down and sees Luke on stage.
And she hears something
Yeah,
next
she,
to her.
she just turns
Like
to the
a
left, and there's a vampire there. And Luke is... He kills another girl. So they have killed at least 2 people.
Yeah.
Presumably they've killed more people. It's a little hard to judge how much time has passed.
Yeah, we can't really say, or tell, but
No.
yeah. But that doesn't really matter because people have been killed and more will be killed.
Yeah.
If Buffy can't stop it.
And then Luke asks for volunteers
Yes, he does.
to be killed. And shock.
No,
There's no volunteers.
there's no volunteers.
Weird that. So they just take Cordelia.
Yeah, well,
Well,
actually,
they take-
Darla says, "Here's a pretty one."
Yeah, and
And
they
Jesse-
take Cordelia from Jesse.
Yeah.
Because Jesse wants Cordelia.
But they're all for the master.
Yes.
Yes.
And he just, I get nothing.
But I mean, does he really need all of them?
Well, he's a maniac.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
that's
probably
right.
doesn't need all of them. He
No.
just wants them.
Yeah.
He has delusions of grandeur. Well, maybe not delusions. He probably is quite grand, though, when he has his full power.
Yeah.
But Luke gets interrupted when he tries to bite Cordelia because Buffy just throws this vampire she saw to her left. He throws him down. And she says, "Oh, were you in the middle of something? Oh, I'm sorry."
She's so snappy. I love
This
that
is-
about her character.
Like, I have to, again, in my notes, I written so badass because she is so badass.
She is.
And it really made me happy when I just watched this episode again because there's so much from the 90s, which was cool in the 90s, that is not cool now. This is still cool.
Yeah.
This is still really great because the dialogue is perfect. It's just, you didn't think I would miss this, and he's just, oh, I hoped you would come. And she's just, oh, come get us, and I want your blood. Yeah, when I say it, it sounds really weird.
Yeah, but
In the show, it's great.
it's awesome, actually.
It's actually
Yeah.
fantastic.
And it's like you say, you never get tired of those dialogues.
No.
They're never gonna be, you know, out of fashion, or
No.
they're always gonna be relevant. They're always gonna
Yeah.
be great. They're always gonna be funny.
Yeah, because they're just really well written.
Yes.
It makes the fight scene better because they have these quips and these dialogue exchanges during the fight scene. Because again, the fighting isn't
That's great. No.
There's a cool thing though. When she jumps down, she lands on a pool table.
Yeah, and she takes that backflip again. It's something
Yeah.
about the backflip thing. But I like it though.
Backflips are cool.
They
I
are.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when she goes to approach Luke, there's a vampire again to her. No, that's to her right.
Yeah, and she takes the
Pool cue and just
Poku.
sticks him. And
Yeah, without looking at him. She just like
and she doesn't look at him, and we don't actually get to see him because we just see the pool cue stick. It's just stuck somewhere, and when he just falls back, it just out of shot. And that's really cool.
It is.
It's really, really cool. It's kind of corny, but it's cool.
And here it's very practical that they don't dust right away.
No,
Because
then it wouldn't be cool. Then it would just fall down.
Yeah, because then they couldn't do that scene. So yeah.
Again, it varies how long it takes to dust the vampire.
It does.
But Buffy goes to attack Luke, and she kicks him into a pile of wooden chairs.
That doesn't sound very safe.
No,
For him.
for him, that's like kicking a human into like a pile of razor blades or something. It's really, really, really dangerous.
I like that comparison.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It might kill you,
Yeah.
like in a myriad of different ways.
But he survives though without the scratch.
Yeah, and he throws her into a conveniently placed pile of cardboard boxes.
Yes, which is not that bad.
It's not that dangerous. But then Sander, Willow, and Giles get the back door open, and they start getting the people out. Because apparently the vampires aren't guarding the back door. Or the
No.
people.
Loves the security.
Yeah,
I said it earlier, it is loves the security.
Yeah, the security is pretty shit. And this is maybe my favorite scene in the whole episode. Buffy takes a cymbal from the drum set,
Oh my god, that's
and
so
just
great.
throws it like a frisbee.
And she beheads the guy.
Yeah, it just decapitates a guy.
Decapitates, I mean.
And then Sander just he says heads up because his head is up, I guess. This shouldn't work, right? This should be too stupid a joke. Somehow it still kind of works.
It does work.
I really like it.
Me too.
And then Jesse attacks Cordelia because he wants her. He feels like he owns her. He deserves her.
Yeah, he always wanted her when he was alive.
Yeah.
So now he, he sees the opportunity to mine.
And we sort of get a three-way split. This is actually kind of complicated, the last sequence in the show. Because Jesse attacks Cordelia.
Darla attacks Giles.
And Luke attacks Buffy. Or gets Buffy in like a bear hug kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and he holds her like this really tight. And she looks like she's asleep. She's like...
in one scene she does.
Yeah, looks like she's asleep.
Yeah. Xander confronts Jesse, and he actually gets distracted and goes to Xander and has this monologue about Jesse when he was alive was a terrible person. He couldn't get a date. Nobody liked him. Now he's fantastic. Now he's great. He feels so good. He has so much confidence. He can do anything he wants.
And have everyone he wants.
Yeah.
Cordelia.
Which
because
is actually,
Xander saves Cordelia here.
Yeah.
He does.
He does. And it's kind of fun to me that the entire motivation for Jesse, why he likes being a vampire, is that he now gets girls.
Yeah, Cordelia particularly.
That's the only thing he focuses on. He couldn't get a date before, now he can just take who he wants. That's all he cares about. But then Xander confronts Jesse, and then Willow throws holy water at Darla, which smokes a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much smoke from when you throw holy water on the vampire. It burns them, right?
Yeah, but here's smoke. It's like, I mean, if she had stayed in that place, the whole club would be
It would be a cloud.
It would be a cloud. It would be fog and
so much smoke. And then Buffy headbutts Luke. Just he holds her like this, and she's with the back of her head towards him, and he just monologues and blah, 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 and she just with her head, and then we this is a super funny scene again. Jesse actually kind of taunts Xander.
Yeah.
Xander has a stake, and he places his stake towards his heart and says, "Oh, just kill me. You don't have the guts. You're not man enough. You can't do this."
And then somebody...
just a random person!
Yeah, just a random person runs by and just like,
pushes him with
an elbow.
Completely random.
Yeah.
And that's enough to push him into the stake, and then he dies.
It must be very, very easy to stake them.
Yeah.
Because if that's what it takes...
Yeah, it's just so...
Yeah, I think that I could do it. I could have done it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, though.
It is funny.
It is funny.
It is really, really funny.
Yes, it is.
But it's not the funniest that's in this show.
No.
Or in this episode.
No, because the next one...
I love this.
This is the... Because now we're back to Buffy.
Yeah.
Buffy is fighting Luke.
Yeah.
And she says to him... No.
He says something, "You forget how strong I am."
Yeah, because she tried to stake him again.
Yeah.
And she didn't... it didn't work.
No.
Because he's so strong. And and he says that. And she says, "You forgot about something too."
Yeah.
And she said like sunrise.
She throws like the symbol stand. That's probably the stand with the symbol was on.
Yeah.
That's
it's something in metal.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a symbol stand from a drum kit.
Yeah, okay.
I know this. I used to play the drums.
Yeah.
And she throws it through like a window behind, and it's blackened window, so there's no light coming through that, and she breaks it, and lights comes through, and she just, "You forgot about daylight."
Yeah, and he's just like
sunrise.
Yeah, sunrise. You forgot about sunrise.
Yeah.
And he just cover his face.
And this is just
yeah. And then she says the most genius thing ever.
Yeah, because we show just, this isn't the sun. It's just a floodlight. It's like a stage light.
Yes, and we know this, but he's apparently too stupid. And then she says,
but he realizes it. But like a moment too late.
And then she takes the stake and she stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
And then she says, "It's in about 9 hours, moron." Yeah. And then he's dead.
And it works. And again, this is kind of corny, right?
Yes.
And if it had been just like 3% worse, it would be terrible. Because you have very little to go on when you do this kind of corny humor.
Yes.
But it's just so perfect.
It is, because I remember...
I like it a lot.
I remember in these 90s movies, it was always this thing that, you saw again and again. It was when somebody had a fight, they said like, what's that?
Yeah.
And the person always turned to look.
Yeah.
And then they just like... So this, I think, is a more fancy, more funny version of that joke.
But again, they're adding another layer. Because, again, you don't know how much time has passed. And when she said, you forgot about sunrise, you immediately think, oh, that's clever! That she waited until sunrise so she could use that.
Yeah.
And then we realized, oh, she didn't. She was just pulling his leg. And she fooled him by breaking the glass and getting light that he thought was sunlight but wasn't, and then she would have her chance. So there's one thing and you think you have a solution, and there's another layer, and Buffy does this all the time.
Yes.
And it works almost all the time.
It was in the beginning too, the first scene we talked about from the first episode. It was the same, you have these expectations and they just break it.
Yeah,
they break your expectations. Always. Yeah. So you can always be surprised by this show. And
also the trunk with the girly stuff, and then that's also
those
kind of
example,
layers. It subverts your expectations all the time.
I mean, just Buffy, the character in itself, it is...
We need a hero. How about a small girl?
Yeah, a small, very, girl next door, beautiful. Yeah. Just looks so innocent, blonde, cute clothes, all these things. And then she's like the Slayer.
Yeah. She's the most powerful being in the world, more or less.
The whole show is subversive in a way.
No, but it is.
Yeah.
It really is. That's what makes it great. That's what actually kind of makes it important, like in a historic sense. And that's why it's always great. And that's why it's so rewatchable.
It is.
Because even us, we have watched a lot of Buffy.
I have seen this series so many times that I can't really...
Yeah, and I
lost, the count of... I don't know how many times I watched it.
Yeah, and we still can't remember every twist.
No.
We still get surprised. We still, right, that's clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Because this is a very clever show. It's an intelligent show. It's a well-written show.
Yes, so you always get surprised.
Yeah.
In one way or the other.
Right. And when Luke dies, the Master is still trapped.
Yes, and he's like, no!
Yeah, no, he actually does the no!
He's so melodramatic, that character.
He's so campy.
He's almost like a joke, like that you can't take him serious.
Again, if this had been 3% worse, it would be terrible.
I know. Because then he wouldn't be scary or anything at all.
He would just be campy.
Yeah.
Which has its charms, but it wouldn't be the same.
No.
Last scene is that we just cut to the school.
The next day.
They're at the school the next day. And we hear Cordelia talking about what happened. And she's just, I don't remember much, but it was crazy. And Buffy is terrible.
Blame Buffy.
Always blames Buffy.
Always blame Buffy.
And then they talk about what we have talked about quite a lot. What they can't explain, they forget, and what they can explain, they rationalize away.
Yes. What does Cordelia say, or what do Cordelia say
she
about
says
it?
It's some kind of gang
Yeah.
or something, and they were ugly.
Yes, but
They
even
had
though
sort of
if they were, wouldn't you react more to that?
You would think, right?
Yeah, just seeing people being killed right in front of you at
Yeah.
your favorite club.
Basically the only place
Yeah.
to be in the
Yeah.
entire town.
And why is that the only place to be when that's the place everyone always gets killed?
The other clubs must be terrible.
They must be really terrible.
like that's we'll probably get killed when we get here, but it's still better than that place. That place is terrible.
Oh, that must really be bad. Then.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about what goes on there.
Oh my god.
That.
Imagine the terrible place.
Oh my god.
Anyway, the last scene is just to establish that we now have a core gang. We have Buffy, we have Willow, we have Xander, and we have Giles. And they walk together and they say, Giles says, you'll be ready for
the next thing.
the next thing. And they say, vampires. And they said, no, the next thing can be something completely different, which just sets up the structure of the show, which is like Monster of the Week thing. And some kind of overarching story through the whole season.
Yeah, you have like one really bad guy.
Yeah.
Which is
This season,
this
it's the Master.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this season is the Master, and then you have all the vampires, and then you also get to see a lot of different types of creatures.
Yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah.
A witch.
At least one witch.
At least one. Yeah. There are
After
more.
a while, there's quite a lot of witches.
Yes.
Hyenas is in this season, right?
Yeah.
That's one
and
of my
some
favorites.
like Egyptian, all
Right.
the Egyptian mythological.
Which sucks the life out of you.
Yes.
True. There's a lot of things in this show.
Yeah.
We'll be getting to all of it. But this is actually the end of this episode where Giles says, you are the only thing that stands between Earth and total destruction.
Which is nice for a 16-year-old girl to hear.
Sure. And they're just, that's fun. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum, and they walk away, and Giles just...
The Earth is doomed.
The Earth is doomed. And it just cuts there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good place to cut, actually. The Earth is doomed.
Yeah, and I think we should...
maybe leave it there?
Yes, I think we should leave it there.
Yeah.
Because it was already a great ending scene. We shouldn't overanalyze it. Or
we probably shouldn't.
No, we should just let you see it and just let you make up your own mind. And then we're going to end it.
So this has been Watchers Watch. I'm Sandra.
I'm Yvonne.
If you want to get in touch with us, this is our Twitter. This is our Instagram.
Yes.
And follow us there, and you'll get everything you need to know about this podcast. And we'll see you next time for another episode.